go long! As Polygon's resident jock, but this year has been a difficult one for me, and also everyone on Earth. If I can somehow blend together traditional and esports into a pastime smoothie everyone will enjoy sipping, I can bring joy back to humanity, and also make a shit ton of money in the process.
For legal reasons, I must make it clear that there's a space between future and sport and has absolutely nothing to do with the 1998 Wesley Snipes masterpiece, Future Sport.
This sport has to stem the vast chasm between gamers and jocks, the Mariana Trench of culture. And his series, The Fumble Dimension, is kind of like if the mental anguish I suffer at the hands of Unraveled was crowdsourced. And why Rocket League is an esport, and my pitch for Rocket Equestrian still hasn't been picked up by Blizzard. And finally, cool ass shit, or as it's known in esports, epic pog moments. Our original plan was to test every single sport in the world, and we were gonna do that, but unfortunately, my Dick's Sporting Goods order was not approved by my supervisor. The only sport where you are not only allowed, but encouraged to eat curly fries while playing. And also, Despicable Me Minion Rush, ranking them on their synergy, even Minion Rush, everyone's favorite game, didn't work as a hybrid sport, simply because there were just so many fucking pop-ups.
It's the Polygon blue-tailed skinks, ready to bring it against the reigning champions, the Secret Base Raven.
Well, that's right, Jenna, but they only get one key the entire match, because otherwise they would have to spend money on microtransactions. And once all the balls have been chucked out of the Surfer Ball
against seasoned competitors, been playing this game their whole lives, and yet seem to not have a basic grasp of what they're doing.
Ooh.
That is a torturous bumper ball maneuver on Brian's side. The blue skinks playing a little dirty. These two majestic beasts of men rushing the line. Kofi tagging Brian and...
Oh my gosh! Oh, the weed snipe! Yes! Yes! This is what we've been waiting for! This only happens 3 times a year, and this is one of them! Replay this to your children, your children's children, and your forefathers.
Oh, and I just barely made it through without dying.
Brian is celebrating as though he's won the entire game. The man who created the game does not understand that he still has more time. Oh, that's a great kick.
A classic show of tacky showmanship from our founder, Brian. A beautiful autumnal morning. These two competitors rushing the center line.
What about that woman in the background?
Oh, she looks like she's having a beautiful morning. I envy her. Just a beautiful autumn morning. Immediately through the legs, Brian with those tiny little chicken bones he calls feet. With that dungaree scoop again, he loves.
Brian is currently taking down his hair.
For those of us who have followed Brian's career for a long time now, this kind of behavior shouldn't be a surprise. He's a scoundrel, and he's a bad boy, and he earned that reputation by doing nefarious deeds like this on the playing field.
Let's cut back to Brian real quick just to get his emotions right now, and he's face down on the ground.
Which obviously didn't pan out because I lost, so there must be something wrong with the rules. Back to the drawing board, Kofi.
I mean, I think the rules went fine for me.
No, I think you'll see this funky Australian marsupial. Is that what he is? Look, in all honesty, I know very little about Crash. What he is, what he does, why he's orange. This little nerd was too busy trying to balance with a giant light bulb for a head to be able to play these games. The pedantic among you might say, Brian, why not just play the games now? There's an HD remaster out. I'll send it to you. What's your address? But that's a cop-out. The original Crash Bandicoot trilogy was a crystallization of pure, unfiltered late 90s energy that burned itself into the memories of those lucky enough to grow up with the games. I did not grow up with these games. I was born too late to Crash. I have been robbed of the nostalgia so many lucky gamers feel, and sadly, that nostalgia is impossible for me to obtain now. Just kidding, I have sponsor money! Nothing is out of my reach! Wow, these titles are getting really convoluted. Or as it's better known, yeah! But now, I have the chance to become a true 90s kid, a character I'm calling David Brian Gilbert. After downloading and printing out and examining a totally appropriate amount of reference photos, to hold myself accountable, I also installed a surveillance camera, which will make sure I asked Activision if they could send Crash Bandicoot to my house. Sadly, they were a little confused at first. They said that the Crash suit couldn't fit into my small New York apartment, and I explained I don't want the suit, I just want Crash Bandicoot, but they said it just wasn't gonna work out, so what's the point of getting sponsored if I can't slam a pouched juice with Crash Bandicoot? Sup, dudes? You wanna play Pogs? No way, I love rollerblading. Let's get to the airport like 30 minutes before our flight. Security shouldn't be an issue.
Okay, I figured we'd try a warhead. Here we go. Oh, why did I do that? Why did I think that would make it better?
Of me pouring a heaping bowl of a soon-to-be discontinued series. Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back went in much, and to be real with you, it was kind of a buzzkill. Not! It was cooler than Leo's middle part. Could these graphics be any better? As if.
And my mom said I'd never get anywhere with these games.
But what if I never leave? And now you want to put me in a pizza cage? That's a major change. And what if it sucks? I know that pizza bagels don't suck. So with another quick change to the box, I locked them away. I decided that I didn't have to complete Crash 4, because if I completed Crash 4, I'd have to leave the Crash dimension. I can't go back to Brian David Gilbert. He's mega lame.
Oh my god, Crash Bandicoot?
Yup, it's me, Crash Bandicoot, and I'm here to help you with your video.
But they said you were busy. Here, have a pouched juice.
No time. The only way I can help you is if you go stand in that corner with your eyes closed for about 30 minutes.
Anything for you, Crash.
After reviewing the footage, I realized that when Crash Bandicoot said he was going to help with my video, what he actually did was systematically disassemble my pocket dimension and disappear. Why would Crash do this? Would Crash betray me? Was he really willing to destroy David Brian Gilbert's world just to collect a contractually obligated sponsored video? And as much as I wish that Crash Bandicoot would have hung out and watched Wild Wild West with me, I'm sure that wherever he is, he's putting all my stuff to good use. Thanks, Crash. Today, I'm telling you everything you need to know to get up to speed on Halo by playing all... Who put the Halo novels here? I'm not doing the Halo novels. Who put them here? I'm just playing 5 games, okay? Today, I will be playing all 5 of the What the fuck? What? No, please, get these out of here! No! Today, July 30th, 2019, I'm going to begin reading every Halo novel. Pizza Hut is not sponsoring this video, but if I can find one that is open and will ignore the fact that I am a 25-year-old man, I'm gonna get a personal pan pizza. My current plan is to film this in slices. It's done. I've read every single Halo novel. So very much has changed since July 30th, 2019. I no longer have a mustache. In my Skyrim book report, here's a timeline of every other book I read this year. I didn't read any other books this year. It all starts with the Master Chief. Well, okay, so it doesn't... It technically starts with Catherine Halsey and the Oni... no, if we're gonna talk about... I'll explain the insurrection. No, let's start from the very beginning.
I'm starting to see what you mean about not being able to talk about this without going on weird, long-winded tangents.
I have become the Master Chief of Halo novels. They received biological augmentations, which killed 30 of them and permanently maimed 12 others. It's a hard age to shop for. It's hard not to draw a parallel between his experiences and my own, because I went through a grueling gauntlet of books. and emerged stronger than ever. Reach was one of the few places that John considered safe from the Covenant. His home would not fall. Uh-oh, John. The Master Chief's suit does not jack him off. There is a fake picture of a Halo novel, and it's based off of a Drill tweet, but it's not true. In fact, if you were to read the Halo novels, you would know that the Spartan 2 biological augmentations do something akin to chemical castration, which destroys their libidos. Okay, that's it. I'm sorry. I'm moving on. If you like Halo novels... That's a little joke about the Pina Colada song. And also, way hornier. They're described in this book as a handsome, intelligent race besotted with eternal sexuality and youth. The Sanshayum used to be fucking hot, and then he ended up getting his brain stuck in a Roomba for 100,000 years. Psst, they did do that. This Halo show is being made specifically for me. Let me write for the Halo show. Here's why you should why you have the obligation to let me write for the Halo show. I have no friends who want to hear about how hot the Sanshayum used to be. No one wants to hang out with me anymore because I can't go 20 minutes without explaining how the Master Chief suit doesn't jack him off. My personal pan pizzas! Or become surrogate fathers to 10-year-old protagonists with hot moms. I cannot do this. I can't do this. I can't do Pokemon edibility, Tara. If I do this, there's no more worlds to conquer. This is it. This would have to be the final Unraveled.
Well, then I guess this is the final Unraveled.
I don't know, and I don't have to, because apparently that question isn't important to you, sickos. What is that? A sexy bird? A piece of sentient cotton candy that started doing local burlesque shows? You're buying a one-way ticket to Ground Town, which is what I call the cemetery, making Reuniclus the Pokemon equivalent of a Tide Pod. In Drompa's Pokedex, it says, if a child it has made friends with is bullied, it will find the bully's house and burn it to the ground. That doesn't have anything to do with that ability, but it is metal as hell, which I want to stab with a stick and roast over a bonfire. Now, do I feel comfortable saying that far-fetched nuggets would be the most delicious thing in the Pokemon universe? Yeah, I do. And are Banjo and Kazooie married? By the way, they are, but it's purely for insurance purposes, and it's an open thing. This Pokemon has a fucking fusion reactor in its belly, and you're telling me I need to determine the caloric density of a Pyroar rump roast? What's the caloric value of the sun? Don't actually tell me, I don't care. You're gonna end up with a toilet experience that gets dramatized by HBO in 40 years. So Olrox's motivations, as described by the Castlevania wiki, are all about thrills and curiosity. And that's not evil, that's just fun. That's what you've been requesting! Do you think you can eat Pokemon? And they said, who cares? Pokemon aren't real. What a meaningless thing to ask. The joy I've gained from these Unravels has never been about the final answer. It's always been how I got there. And it might appear at the start that it's all a lot of research into things that have very little meaning, but no matter how small and niche and insignificant something might seem, the very act of researching or spending time with or caring for it imbues it with meaning.